Hello and welcome to the first ever official end-to-end kind of full product demo of Homegames. So I've done a bunch of developer demos in the past before, kind of trying to, have them structured and button up and stuff. But at the end of the day, all I really like to do is just click around stuff and talk. So I'm just going to do this one kind of loose. Basically, hello, my name is Joseph Garcia. We just launched Homegames, our first official build of Homegames a couple days ago after working on this for 4 years. At a high level, Homegames is a free and open source game platform. Essentially, a little bit more explanation for that, or kind of another way of saying it is Yazid and I call it like a YouTube of games in a way, where basically people, kind of amateurs, I guess, can make games at home, play them or publish them through our website here, and other people around the world, I guess, could download Homegames and play anybody else's game made by the Homegames community. And all this stuff is in our own custom game engine that we've built, which I'll kind of talk about as we go. But yeah, basically just going to show hopefully a brief overview of this whole thing. So I'm at our website, homegames.io, on a Windows machine. I'm going to download, which is going to download the kind of Homegames server bundle, which is what I've been calling it, which basically has two different servers written in JavaScript, in case you're curious about that, that basically facilitate a game session with every device on your local network. Like if you have a Wi-Fi network, basically if you run Homegames, every phone, computer, tablet, whatever, Android, iOS, can run or can play Homegames with everybody in the house, as long as the stuff is running. So I'm going to start the server up. We don't have signed binaries, so we're just going to hit run anyway because we trust this software. If you don't trust this, whatever, run it from source. You can read it yourself, whatever. I promise we're not doing anything weird. Here I'm going to give it access to my private network because we will be doing network stuff as we do. So we have a bunch of logs in here. Some of this is, should be removed, but basically this thing here means it's running. So at this point I'm running it on this computer, so I can go to localhost, and this doesn't work. Config, am I running on the right port? Oh, okay, yeah, okay, that's a bug. It doesn't run at 4K, like full screen on Windows. It's a very specific thing. But anyway, this is a resized, smaller Windows, so it should be working, which is fine. And yeah, so this is the Homegames dashboard. I'm going to full screen it because I'm going to show something else later. So this here is like a little info button that'll show my name. I can click it and kind of, change it, or I can turn my sound on, which I'll show later. But let's say that my randomly generated name that I have, Shoal Conflict, is not, satisfying. So I am Frederico. I don't know how you spell that, but that's me. I'm Frederico. So now I can basically just click into any of these and start up a session, or I can join an existing session that's already playing. So let's say I want to go to the image test. So I click that, I get this little modal that comes up. I can close this out. I can start a new session. If there were any active sessions, I would be able to join it on this right side here. No description available. There's no real info for this game, but it would show it if we had it. So I'm going to click a new session. And as you can see, my name is still Frederico. So we're keeping this metadata from session to session, from the dashboard to a game, back out to the dashboard, etc. And yeah, so this was a simple test. I'm planning on making like a kind of a deep dive video into why all of these tests exist, because they all kind of test specific technical functionality. Whereas this one obviously is kind of dragging this image across, where this is an actual image loaded from the internet, and and then you can kind of reset its position. You can manipulate its size. So this was just a test that a developer could have an asset within their game that they can kind of manipulate like this. So, pretty simple. But we go back to the dashboard. I still have Frederico. If I refresh the page, like full on hard refresh, it'll reset that name, because I've basically cleared all of my local session for that, and I'm just like a fresh guy when I come in here. Proper cake. We don't save or persist any of this information. This just exists in memory as long as this session is running. So it doesn't leave my computer. I'm not logging anything to a Homegames server or anything like that for all this activity. So anyway, I'm proper cake. I actually love that name, so I'm going to keep it. We have a bunch of tests, and like I said, I'm going to do deep dives into them. So I'm not going to go too much into the tests. I'm looking right now to see if there's anything that are particularly interesting. Square is a good one, but sound test is the one I want to show now. So like I said, there's a there's a sound setting here that we can change. So basically it defaults to off. You can turn it on, and hopefully you will be able to hear the sound in the recording. But I'm going to go to the sound test. Again, same thing, just kind of similar, description, all that kind of stuff. Create session. And so now when I click this, oh man, it's playing in my headphones, so I'm going to put the headphones up to that. Hopefully you hear it. But anyway, pause. Play. Pause. So, this is obviously a very simple test as well, just testing if we can play and pause audio. And so we can, and that's very cool. So this has been the single player stuff, where I guess kind of just very basic tests up to this point. No real multiplayer demonstration I've done yet. So I want to show you Hot Potato. Hot Potato is a recent game. It's the most recent game I've worked on, so it's a little bit more advanced, I guess. So anyway, you see we have this thumbnail here, Hot Potato. It's by me, and then I have this little description, a little bit of kind of instructions, I guess, that I provided. So my sound is on, Hot Potato, very cool. And then you see the potato demands at least 2 players. This is a 2-player game. It would be nice if we could show that in the UI. We don't really have any way to show you that at the moment, but we're working on that, or we will work on that. Okay, so now I'm in this other player over here, Waffle Bloom. I'm on the same computer, so I can go to localhost, but this is like the other kind of feature is I can go to homegames.link in any browser on the Wi-Fi. That's what I was saying earlier with iOS, Android, etc. Homegames.link, and it'll redirect me right here to this IP address, which is just my local IP address for this machine that I'm running. So it's basically the same thing as localhost, but other computers on the LAN can access it through this. But I'm PP Buns. That's my name here. So anyway, PP Buns joined the game. Very cool. I want to play Hot Potato with this guy, Proper Cake. So you see here, join an existing session. There's session 4, 1 players. I'm going to join that. And now on the left here, we have this potato. Hopefully you can hear this like sizzling sound. So I don't want the potato. He gets the potato. But this guy doesn't have sound turned on. So there's no sound for him. But when I go over here, the potato died. But yeah, sound for this guy because he's got the potato and it's making the sizzle sound. And then you click, he gets the potato, no sound. He lost again. This PP Buns dude sucks. PP Buns has it, you can't hear it. Click, he has the potato, he has the potato, he has the potato. And then, okay, you get the point. But it's a multiplayer thing. So this is basically just a test that we can kind of cycle like this between player to or from player to player. How fast is this sound transition when I stop it on one device? Does it pick up on the other? It's kind of hard to tell on this one because it's the same device. But hopefully that point is getting across. But anyway, that's Potato Man or whatever. Here's a bug here. The message is still showing even though the guy's on screen. But anyway, that's a multiplayer thing. So that's basically what you get out of the box with Homegames. All this stuff is bundled in the binary when you download the Homegames executable. You can test and play all these with whoever in your house and all that kind of stuff. Everything I'm showing here is just kind of out of the box. So there's this search bar here, which I have not mentioned yet. Basically, the other big part of this, like I said, is publishing. So I'm going to go to Homegames, the website, and show you the games that I have published. So I can go to here, log in, ignore the length of my password. I think I just exposed the length of my password. So maybe I'll blur that if I remember to do that. Anyway, logging in on homegames.io as my developer account. You don't need an account to do any of the stuff. Oh, I changed my password. Okay, I reset my password. So the reset password flow works on the website too. Just tested that out. Very nice. So here we have kind of a rough styled version of my developer dashboard, which is separate obviously from the Homegames dashboard. So this is how I manage all of the things that I've kind of contributed. So this admin tab won't be here if you're not an admin, But here's my games and my assets. And these tables look like trash on Windows. Holy shit, I've not seen this. Okay, well, we'll fix this styling. But basically, this is a way for me to create a new game or to publish versions of existing games. So I've created this test game doodad here, which has this thumbnail, and this other jukebox thing, which has this thumbnail, and some other information that I've created. I can click into these games and see kind of details of the versions I've published in the past. Damn, this looks horrendous on Windows. Yeah, sorry about all these like little bars and stuff. I need to update the styling, but yeah. So this is the game, and I published these 3 versions. So this one you see here is reviewed, which basically means this version 3 is the only one that's publicly available. These other versions I've tested, published as test versions, maybe private versions I can share with friends, but don't want actually public people to be able to download and play. And then these are all the requests I've made to actually publish stuff. So you see I've published 5 requests. I have 3 versions, so at some point 2 of my requests failed. And we can see that here with failed, and then this processing one just got stuck. Anyway, so these 3 versions of Jukebox, and I'm not going to actually show the publishing process because it's kind of boring, but I can go to catalog here as an end user and see all the publicly available games. And like we just saw, the user I am just published or has a published version of Jukebox. So Jukebox shows up in this catalog. So people, anybody, anonymous public users can just click into this page and see what we have available kind of as a community. Just a, quick overview of what we have. So at the moment, it's just 1 game. But the cool part of that is that I, as a superfluous degenerate over here, as a player of Homegames, I say, oh, wow, that Jukebox app that dude made sounds pretty good. I'm going to engage with that. So I'm going to click this. And version 3. So if there were more than 1 version available of Jukebox that were public, I would be able to click through them and play different versions of the Jukebox app. But I don't. So one thing you'll also notice is this here says by Joseph, as opposed to the other ones that said by Joseph Garcia, like full name. It's because this is a downloaded game, and Joseph is my username, my developer username, and not the kind of local data that we have for the other games. Which anyway, kind of a small detail, but again, sound is on. Going to join a session or create a session of Jukebox, and he didn't load it. Okay, there's supposed to be an asset of a man here of that Jukebox dude. Damn, this is so much more busted on Windows. It's a good. Anyway, so what's supposed to be here is a little dude of a jukebox, and I can click this, and the music plays, and that works. What you can also do is you can click what would be the dude standing here, and I can upload my own audio file, which I guess I should have tested or found a quick one before, but basically I can upload my own audio file here and it'll play it for everybody else in the session. So that is downloading published games, and I'm going to have more of a technical video later talking about how to publish a game and what that involves and all that. But basically that Jukebox I made in a few hours. It's like 100 lines of code maybe, and it just kind of seamlessly integrates with this whole other system, if I do say so myself. But yeah, that's pretty much the entirety of the overview. It's not everything that we have. It's not all of the features, and it's not, obviously some stuff needs to be fixed up in here, but this is the developer preview as it is, hoping to get people interested in the technology, kind of learning how it works and kind of sold on the idea, and then hopefully getting people building stuff and getting feedback. And hopefully having like kind of more of an official, wider release, maybe with games and stuff that people can normal people can actually play by the end of 2022. But anyway, if you're interested in any of this stuff, reach out to us at Homegames.io on Twitter. We have a website, homegames.io. We have this contact form at the bottom of the page, so you can just do this and write whatever you want in here and it'll send it off. And I just got that emailed to me. But yeah, anything you want, just reach out. And if you need help or anything like that, feedback, questions, comments, concerns, let us know. And yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.